Okay, everyone, it is 12:03, so we'll go ahead and get started. I usually like to let people filter in for the first couple of minutes, but it looks like we have critical mass at this point, so we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Robert Fodor. I am the VP of Sales and Concierge Services for Daniel House Club. We hold our concierge hours every month on the last Thursday of every month at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and all times in between. This is really an opportunity for all of you to talk with us, to talk with our concierge services team, to talk with me, to talk with Peter, who happens to be on our call today as well. He's one of our co-founders. Peter, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, yeah, always happy to be here at the Concierge Hour and happy to see so many faces that are becoming recognizable. So thanks for joining us. And yeah, Robert is the leader here, so I'll give it back to him, but it's really good to see everybody.
Yeah, and feel free, this is an open forum. You know, this is time where you can interject, you can interrupt us in the course of my conversating the whole way around, because I talk a lot. These guys know, Gina and Peter know that I can sit there and yammer on for hours. So just feel free, if you're not comfortable interjecting, then feel free to put any questions you may have in chat as well on the Google Meet. And Gina and Peter and Renee, and we're not joined by Phil today because he's actually on vacation. But the concierge services team and the rest of our team will be looking at chat throughout, and then we can answer those questions for you as well. So we have a very special guest today as well in the last half hour. Jenny Heinzen York from Currey Company is going to be joining us to talk about Currey lighting and also some of the other items that Currey offers. So really excited to have her on board. And we'll start the first half hour talking about some recent updates and also any questions you may have around the site, around any questions you have around the process of ordering and sourcing from us, and just any questions in general that you might have. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take myself off of video for right now, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen out, and we'll get started with some of the basics. All right. So I hope everybody can see my screen at this point. This is our dashboard screen. So we've done some recent changes here, actually. Hopefully ones that make sense and that are helpful for all of you. You can see here that this top bar here where it says get started with your dashboard, there's a little up arrow there. You can actually click on that and it goes through each of the videos that we've created on how to get started with Daniel House Club. So it talks about how to add a board, how to add a project, start shopping, sharing your boards with clients, etc. We'll go through a little bit of that today during this training, but I strongly encourage everybody to just click on that arrow. It'll expand that window down and then look at the videos. They're very, very helpful. Couple of things we did do. We started including all projects here on the right, or excuse me, on the left side of your screen under the dashboard link. You can also click on View All, which will show all of your current active projects as well as your archived projects as well. We don't have a full project delete button right now. And the reason why we did that was primarily because we figured if you have a project, there's probably a reason why you have the project there. And if you deleted it, it would be gone forever. And so there is a way to archive. There's just not a way to completely delete. That being said, you can delete boards within projects, however. So if you're just not using a board within a project, you can just delete that. Or you can keep them and just keep them archived and see your whole thought process throughout with a particular project. Your order history now is under this link, which didn't used to be here. We used to have a separate link for account links and order histories. But if you click on order history here, you will see all of the orders that you placed. Down here, it will show the status, the date that you placed the order number, and also the fulfillment status. So it'll say the payment status as well as the fulfillment status, and also what the total of the order was as well. And then you can click into any one of these order numbers directly to see the details of that particular order. You can also manage your addresses, and then you can also upgrade or downgrade your account accordingly. One of the nice things about Daniel House Club, which I think most of you know at this point, is that we give you a lot of flexibility with your account. So you can upgrade or downgrade at any time. We do have a monthly billing cycle. So that's the only thing we don't necessarily interrupt, is a monthly billing cycle. So if you upgrade or downgrade, you can do it at any time. Just note that it is a monthly billing cycle. And the nice thing about that flexibility is that we all know that this business is cyclical. And so sometimes you're just not going to have potentially a lot of business on. There is times when we just have a little bit of slowness to our business. And so you can downgrade at that point if you just don't want to pay for the membership fee, and then re-upgrade when your busy season starts again. So, or you can just keep it as is and just not deal with it. And that's fine as well. A couple of other things here, the start a claim form, if there's ever any issues with your orders, whether it be damage, defect, or warranty claims, we handle all of those for you. So you don't go directly to the vendor, you actually go to us and we start a claim for you. But you can start the claims process here. It will send an email to our concierge services team, and then we will get the claim started for you with our RMA team directly. There's also the how-to video link here, which we just went over, a contact us link, and then also, this is new, we have this meet a concierge button here. This allows you to schedule a one-on-one with any one of our concierge team members. This is really helpful as you start to get up and running on Daniel House Club, or let's say you signed up for our service several months ago and you didn't have any active projects going on. And now you do, and you want to start using Daniel House Club. I highly recommend just clicking on that button. It will go to one of our team members, and a concierge will set up a one-on-one with you directly. It'll be a one-on-one video call. We will go over any questions that you have, kind of similar to this, but in a much more personalized way. We can also talk about your specific projects or project that is coming up, and ways in which we can assist you as well. All right, so I'm just going to go into one of the projects that I created here. Let's just say this project here, and you'll see I've created a board, but I haven't started sourcing yet. So you can see here there's 0 items in this particular board. So if I wanted to add items to this board, I can just go directly to any one of the categories and start adding items. And the way that you do that is, let's just click on sofas and love seats. And I like this particular sofa, which is the Sabine sofa by Four Hands. Instead of adding this to the cart, which all this does is just add it to the cart so I can check out, it doesn't associate it to any project or project board. I'm going to click on add to board. And so I'm going to add it to that project that I just created. And I'm just going to put it in my side table, but you can put it in any board that you create. And then I want to click into the project to make sure that that item is actually there. And now I can see, okay, that sofa is there now. And it's based upon the shared discount that I created at the time when I created this particular board. So my shared discount on this is I'm just sharing my entire discount. Now, obviously, we don't recommend that. We don't recommend you share any portion of your discount if you don't need to. Sometimes it's out of your control and you want to share a portion of your discount to have client retention, or at least demonstrate to your client that you're sharing some sort of your discount with them. But that is not the only reason why they should be coming to you. So for this one in particular, I did share my entire discount. However, if I shared a portion of the discount, it would only show the price that I'm sharing with them. They will never be able to see the full discount that you're sharing with them. And then I can, at this stage, either share the board as a collaborative, non-transactional component to what I'm doing with my clients, with or without pricing. So I'm just going to click on without pricing. And I can just put in here the subject, any message. It automatically copies me directly. And then again, I can also share with or without pricing. The nice thing is too, I don't have to send it through the system. I can just click on copy link and put that into an email of my own and then share it with my client directly. Again, this is non-transactional. So this is literally when you're just at a collaborative state with your client, you're sharing ideas with them. You want them to see the ideas. They don't have the ability to add items. They don't have the ability to look at items separately and also add items into the board. It's literally just collaborative and sort of ideating on a project. When you get to the point of transacting, however, you will click on the checkout here, and it gives you 3 different options to check out. The first is I can check out with my own card, meaning me as the designer, me as the account holder with Daniel House Club. That gives you the full discount. There's no share. You just invoice your client offline for whatever you're charging the client for. There's also a checkout with your client card option. So this is if your client has beholden you to their financial information, like a credit card or maybe their account information, you can check out as them. And the nice thing about this is that you can share a portion of your discount through our system when you check out. They will also receive all of the notifications and weekly reporting that you do. It will just be for their specific project. So this eliminates a lot of the need for you to be communicating back order dates, shipment dates, things like that. It's really helpful. And then you can check out with them, share a portion of the discount, and then for whatever portion of the discount that you do not share with them, we will send to you as a commission payout. And then similar to that, you can send the board or multiple boards to your client to have them check out on their own if they're not beholden to any financial information or credit card information to you to check out on their behalf. This is also, it functions very similar to the checking out as them, where they will receive the same notifications and weekly reports that you do. Just in case if you're not familiar with the series of those emails that go out, initially, obviously, it's an order confirmation, which gets sent immediately. That's pretty standard. Within 2 to 3 days, you receive a vendor confirmation email, which will give you all of the estimated shipment dates for your items. And then every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we send to you an open order report, which shows any fluctuation in those estimated shipment dates. That's every week until the item ships. Now, sometimes items will remain on those open order reports because we haven't received a verification that they've left the vendor's warehouse, even though they are pending pickup. So just know they will eventually fall off of the open order report, but we do keep them on sometimes for a week or two after we've received a verification that they've left the vendor's warehouse. After that, you will receive a shipment notification email. The shipment notification email does provide a live tracking link. For FedEx and UPS items, obviously there's no appointment that is scheduled. Those are for smaller items like table lamps, very small side tables, etc. However, for larger items that ship freight, the delivery agent will be in contact with you to schedule a delivery time and date. And then on the day of, they usually ahead of time, they provide you a 4-hour window. And on the day of delivery, they will call and let you know when they're about a half hour to an hour outside of where you're located. We primarily use in larger metropolitan areas, Metropolitan Delivery Company. That's because they have a national reach. They also have a very, very easy claims process, which is key to meeting your installation dates and your installation times. If there are any damages, they let us know, or you can let us know at the point that the item is delivered. And we will also handle all of those claims on your behalf with the vendor directly. Our vendors usually turn those around very, very quickly. We give them a week to reply. However, they usually reply within a day or two. And then we either coordinate a replacement or a repair. Now, I will let you know, wholesalers generally do not have furniture medics that come out. That's something that retailers do, and we only deal with wholesalers. So if there is a repair option that is provided to you as a potential option, and you believe that the repair option could work, especially given an install date, if you might not make your install date with a replacement being ordered, then it's probably going to be on you to make sure that the person who is conducting the repair work does it according, and also that we can reimburse you for that. So usually wholesalers do not have furniture medics in order to do that. Sometimes also, if items are way too damaged, this obviously doesn't happen a lot. Our damage rate is about 7 to 8%, which is quite low. I actually came from a retail background where retail is in the double digits, well into the double digits, around 15 to 20% damage rates. But if an item is damaged beyond repair and a replacement is needed, they will obviously allow you to dispose or potentially donate the item as well. A lot of our vendors are actually going to donation if it's still something that is structurally sound, but maybe has aesthetically some things that happen during transit or as part of the manufacturing process. Now, our delivery options, once you check out, you have the ability to send items standard delivery. So if you're sending it to a receiver, let's say, you can just choose standard delivery or expedited threshold standard delivery. That provides service directly either curbside or threshold, depending on if you're a city or in the suburbs. They will place it into a garage or something like that, but they will only bring it to the threshold. We also have the ability to do what we call room of choice, which is basically white glove without the assembly. They will bring the item into the home. They will place it wherever you need to have it placed, and then they will remove the packaging materials for you. And then there's obviously white glove, and white glove is everything, including assembly, but they just will not include an installation. So for example, if it's a bookcase, they will assemble the bookcase, but they will not affix the bookcase to a wall. So they don't do any sort of installation work. They just do the assemblage. All right. So we're going to go ahead and with this, I will show you how to send a board as a cart or as an invoice to your client. I can select as many boards here as I wish. I only have the one board for this project right now, but if I had multiple boards, I can select as many as I want. And then I'm just going to click Create Cart. That will create the cart so that I can then put in the information for my client to pay. I can put in any information here. It doesn't have to be the client's name. I can put in maybe their accountant who handles all of their finances for them. I can put that person's name in. Again, it copies you directly. I can still make changes to my discount here. So let's say I wanted to change this to 50% rather than 100%. I'm just going to share 50% of my discount, which is still a significant discount. I can make that change, and then it takes me to the shipping page. So I'm just going to say, I only ship within the US and Canada. We're going to ship to the US. For this particular item, because it's four hands, it ships free standard delivery. I can do the standard delivery, even though it's threshold. Somebody will be there to accept it and bring it in. That's fine. And then
Robert, there's a few shipping questions.
Oh yeah, sure.
If we select white glove delivery or in-home delivery for furniture, and there are also some smaller items like lamps, will the lamps ship with the furniture or will they ship with FedEx or UPS?
If you select white glove right now, it will all ship white glove. The entire order will ship white glove. We are looking into having line item specific shipping, meaning you can have, smaller items ship standard and then have larger items shipped white glove. We currently don't have the ability to do that. So if you wanted to have things shipped separately, then I would just recommend creating a separate board for those items.
Okay, great. And how does DHC work with a designer if we ship to our own receiver and if it's damaged when it arrives there, not with your preferred freight company?
Yeah. So we still ship the items because we still handle the logistics of it all. And once it gets to your receiver, the receiver can actually just email us directly and copy you into the email. So they can email us at concierge@danielhouse.club. That is our standard concierge email. And then we will go ahead and get started with the damage report and also any photos. We'll go ahead and get the claim started directly with the vendor, and then you're just copied into that email. So you just know that things are underway. You can also interject and say, hey guys, I think we can repair this, or I think we need a replacement, anything really, but they can just immediately email us directly, and then we get the claims process started for them.
Thanks, Robert.
Okay. So now that we've created the cart or the invoice, as I like to say, now I can go in, I can still make changes here. I can still remove items, I can still change quantities, etc. And then I'm just going to say, I'm going to go ahead and just send this to the client. It'll say here, success, your cart has been sent. And it sends an email to your client that says, you have a cart that is ready for your review. And it says your name as the designer's name. It does not have Daniel House Club's name. I think down at the bottom, it says in small print, powered by Daniel House Club, but it shows your name and that you've shared a cart with them to check out. You can also put side mark and delivery notes in here. The nice thing about that is if you're sending it to a receiver, you have the ability to put in any sort of side mark that you wish, or if you have other delivery notes that you wish to have for us, that we actually will pay attention to and email you back if we have any questions. So our operations team are constantly looking out for delivery notes and also side marks so that we make sure we have those correct. If for whatever reason you input something incorrectly, maybe a shipping address or a side mark or a delivery note, you can also always email Concierge Services and just have us change it directly for you.
Hey, Robert. Question from the chat. If there are multiple pieces on an order, is it possible to give different percentages of the shared discount for each item?
Yeah, really good question. Right now, again, similar to the shipping option, we don't have that ability. However, we are looking to have that ability, and it is currently on our tech roadmap to have that changed so that you do have the ability to do line item discounts as well as line item shipping options. That will be forthcoming. Hopefully this year, that will be something that we're looking to do by around the 3rd or 4th quarter.
Perfect, thank you.
So in those circumstances, if you have something that is you want to change the discount for it, just include it as a separate board and make the board a separate discount amount. And you can still include that in the cart that you create because it will take into account the separate discount amounts, but you can just put it into a separate board and then share it out with your client that way when they're ready to transact. Now, obviously we have the delete board function here, which I mentioned earlier, and I can go in and click the edit board details here if I wanted to change any of the details like my percentage. I can change the address. I can put in a description here. I think there's also an install date that you can put in here so you can keep track of all of that. It's some very light project management tools. And the nice thing is that your board stats here, which show how much profit you're making. Now, obviously, as you can see here, I actually didn't change it at the board level, and I just am taking the full discount here for my client, but I can change that here, and it will show me exactly what my profit will be for this particular board. So that constantly changes as you start adding items, etc. The nice thing is too, we have a custom line billing item for an invoice or for a board, which you can add your own product or service. So let's say for this board, this is my entire board for this project, and I wanted to add maybe a vintage piece that I purchased for this particular item, for this particular project. I can put that information here and invoice my client directly through Daniel House Club for that item, or I can also include my fees here. Again, if you're going to do this offline, totally fine, but you have the option to add this to the cart or invoice that you are sending to your client, which is really nice. All right, I'm just going to go.
Robert, sorry, we have one more question in the chat.
Sure.
Just to be clear, for an entire order with multiple items and you pay for white glove, is it for each item upon delivery?
Yeah, so the white glove fee, you only pay a one-time fee at the point of checkout. It is based on a per vendor charge. So let's say you have all 4 hands items, for example, in a cart. The 4 hands items, you'll only have a one-time white glove fee that is $199. or $129 for room of choice. And that's charged just on a per vendor level. So it's not on a per item basis. Okay. A couple of things I just wanted to go over on the product page. As you've probably seen, or if you've perused our site, you see that these are the product pages. It shows when an item has free shipping, any other information here as well, and also the ability to add to board, add to cart. We also include MSRP, map pricing, and then also your membership pricing. Now, for a lot of vendors, they only give us map pricing. They don't give us an MSRP. But if we are provided with an MSRP or retail, we do indicate that as well. So you'll see exactly how much you're saving on this item with your discount. Now, obviously, this takes into account before you add it to a project board. So this is your entire discount. And if you decide to share a portion of your discount with your client. The estimated arrival to you, this is truly the estimated arrival to you. So this includes shipping time. So this is not just a lead time if something is back ordered or if it's made to order or if it's custom or COM. This is estimated arrival to you directly or to your client, depending on where it's shipping to. We also have obviously more weight and dimension and specification information. And then also the return policy is very important because sometimes remorse returns are not accepted by particular vendors. If a vendor does have a remorse return policy where they do accept items back, we do process those for you. And we will handle those and we'll coordinate the remorse return for you. In general, most vendors who do have a remorse return policy do charge a restocking fee, and also return shipping is taken out of the refund, just so you're made aware of that. That is not the only place where you see this information. If you create a cart and you have items in your cart that have a no remorse return policy, that will show up as well. There will be a pop-up that says, you have items in your cart that have a no remorse return policy. So just be very cautious about that if you feel that you have clients who may, view that as a value add where they can actually return an item or not. So when you're looking at sourcing, it's a good double check for you. All right. With that, we're at 12:30. So we're about ready to get started with our special guest for the day. Let me just go right back on video here. And I think we have Jenny on, don't we? Yes. Hi, Jenny. I think you might be muted, just so you know.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jenny. So everyone, this is Jenny, and please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Heinzen York, is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right, great. So Jenny is with Currey Company. She is the Vice President of Marketing and for Currey Company, and we're really pleased to have her on board. Peter, did you want to say a few things, or are you good?
We're always grateful to have somebody come and join us and tell us about beautiful stuff in the works. And in particular, I know that Currey has a bunch of new vanities, a big vanity collection that we're really excited about featuring on our site. And so I know that's part of what you're talking about, but you're talking about many things. So thank you, Jenny, for being here. Also, I know that you're out in the world right now, so thanks for making the time.
Yeah, I'm actually in Phoenix for the Design Edge show. So
cool.
I'm actually a West Coast girl today, like many of you.
Nice.
Well, good morning to you then.
Yeah, it's early for you there. Well, I have your presentation, so just let me know when you're ready to start and we can get going.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, 1 second. Okay.
Great. All right, so yeah, this is me. This is my email, and I'm here to talk about Currey. So we're going to spend a few minutes sort of talking about what Currey does. It's sort of our corporate ethos, just some things that, might help you feel good about doing business with us, we hope. And then we'll look at some of our newer product categories and then some of our sort of new wow lighting things that we have going on. Go ahead. All right, I thought I could do it without my glasses, but no such luck. So we are a second generation family owned business. We are based in Atlanta. You see the family here. Robert Currey and Susie Currey, his wife, are our founders, and our current CEO is their son, Brownlee. We are proud to be family owned and intend to stay that way. It's something that we take very seriously, and I hope that it reflects in how we treat our customers and how we create our products. We are based in Atlanta, but we do have international facilities. We have our own factory in the Philippines. We also have trading offices in Hong Kong, China, and in India. And we manufacture primarily throughout Asia. Our trade showrooms, if you're ever out and about in the marketplace, we're in Atlanta, Dallas, Las Vegas, and High Point. Atlanta and Dallas are open daily, so those are open to the trade at any point. And we are trade only. We do not sell direct to a consumer. So here's a little rundown of what we make. We are best known for our lighting. So lighting for us is chandeliers, semi-flush flush mounts, so your ceiling stuff, wall sconces, tons of table and floor lamps, including a cordless collection that we'll talk about in a few minutes. We also have an extensive outdoor lighting line that I will also go into because a lot of that's brand new for us. We also do some beautiful accent furniture. So whether it's nightstands, chests, bigger credenzas, writing desks, tons of little drink tables, and now bath vanities, as Peter mentioned. On the upholstery side, we do accent chairs. We now have counter and bar stools and some dining chairs, so other exciting additions for us. Lots of benches and ottomans as well. Accessories has been a real initiative for us over the last probably 3 years, and we have a really deep assortment now. So mirrors, vases, bowls, sculpture, decorative boxes and trays, a lot to see in that line. And outdoor furniture and accents. These are primarily made of concrete, so we have perfected the art of faux bois, which is applying a concrete over a steel frame. So very heavy duty, very beautiful, classic outdoor furniture designs. Go ahead. So we're known for a lot of things at Currey. A lot of it is sort of just our eclectic and diverse looks. We work with a lot of natural materials. This is a signature for us. So whether it's woods, recycled glass, porcelains, we use a lot of natural stones and shells, rattan, abaca, brass, iron, any number of interesting materials. Ours is really a great material story. And when you see us in person at a showroom or even explore our website, you can really sort of see the depth of all the different things we work with. We choose skilled artisans from all over the world, and we really pride ourselves in our hand craftsmanship. We try to find artisans that specialize in the materials that we want to use because we know that they're going to do the best handwork that is available really in the world. On a piece that has a metal finish, these are really rich multiple layer finishes. So it may be leafing, but whatever the technique is, they're usually multi-layered. So sometimes that's hard to convey in a picture, but it is a big part of our value story, is that these are not spray painted metal finishes. These are all hand applied, very lustrous, and have a lot of depth and texture to them. We're also very proud of our authentic designs. We'll talk a little bit more about our design team in a minute, but we say we're inspired by history and the natural world, but we really want to make our products effective for modern life. So we like to think that we are trend aware, but not trendy. We understand that our lighting is a big investment, and really any lighting is investment because when you're hanging at the ceiling, it tends to stay up there for a while. So we want to create timeless designs that are going to be really dynamic and interesting, but also work in contemporary homes.
These pieces are stunning, by the way.
Aren't those fun? Those are actually New Zealand pua shells.
Oh, wow.
Inset into that chandelier. So a few things that make us different than some of our peers, other than what we've already talked about. We typically do not merchandise in large families. We have a few where you can get multiple finishes in different sizes, but intentionally we don't have. So if you see a picture from Currey and you love it, but you wish it was half the size and in silver, we may not have that. But we do that because it allows us to have room in the line to really be continually changing and diverse and eclectic. So yeah, our line is constantly moving. We introduce between 400 and 800 pieces a year, which means we discontinue 400 to 800 pieces a year. So it's always a constant turn of staying fresh and trying to be really conscientious of what's happening in the marketplace. But we don't lock ourselves into these sort of big family groups like you see some of our peers do. And something that's really important to us is our sustainability policies. This is really, we consider this to be a core value for us at Currey Company. So there's any number of ways that we do that. We talked to some about our materials and our recycled products that we use. We always responsibly source for our woods in particular, our warehouse and manufacturing processes. But really, maybe the biggest thing with Currey is the way we approach our social responsibility to our employees and our factories. We're very aware of working conditions. We try to provide, certainly our employees domestically, but internationally as well. Education programs, English language programs, financial literacy. We really spend a lot of time and money investing in our employees and ensuring that our factory conditions are optimum.
This is really important because we get a lot of questions around sustainability, actually. So it's really, really great that that you employ these practices. I think it will make it a lot easier for people to make decisions on sourcing, which is great.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. So we work with the Sustainable Furnishings Council. We host events with them every year. We were a founding member with them. We've been recognized by Accessories Resource Team for our green initiatives. So, it's sort of a top-down thing. Everything from recycling in the warehouse to minimizing our use of styrofoam to how we treat our employees and our factory workers. So I pulled this slide together just to show you an idea of some of the materials that we work with. So in the top left, those are all coconut shells. In the center, those are recycled wine bottles. So the green pieces that you see in there are pieces cut out of recycled wine bottles, and we love that material. We have some really pretty ones coming out this spring. Then on the right, you see some rattan, some reclaimed wood, and then down at the bottom, you see abaca rope. There's some soapstone, some raffia. So we like to mix and match our materials, and a lot of them have a great sustainability story as well. So I mentioned a little bit about our design team. We are all in-house designed. So we don't buy off the shelf. We're very proud of that. We have a team of 5 based in Atlanta of designers, and we have a couple overseas as well. So this allows us to be really authentic with what we do. We control the design on our side, but we also control much of the manufacturing. So we can really ensure enduring quality, just really great, unique pieces, and pieces that are distinctive and unique to us. Go ahead. From time to time, we will collaborate with outside designers. This is to help us really broaden our line. So if there's somebody who can bring something to us that we don't have in our existing collection or existing sort of design specialties. So some of our current partnerships would be Bunny Williams, Suzanne Duin, Marjorie Skoris, Sasha Bykoff, Aviva Stanoff, Hiroshi Koshitaka, Barry Goralnik, and Winter Tour Collection in Delaware. Not all of these are necessarily household names. We do not pursue collections with the biggest name designers or influencers. That's not really what we're interested in. We're interested in someone who can bring us something that's unique to the marketplace, that sort of fits with the ethos of Currey and helps push our design edges a little further than what we can do on our own.
Are these Sashas, the ones that are represented here?
No, these are actually Marjorie Skoris. So Marjorie is a designer who was based in Los Angeles, and she's been a partner of ours for over 15 years. And her original designs with us were very traditional, a lot of empire chandeliers and beautiful things. So she made a big life change, moved to the Yucatan, and has now come back to us with this collection that's very inspired by her new lifestyle. So the agave and the Bismarckia palms, very fresh, all done in white gesso. So a complete different turnaround for what Marjorie had done with us in the past.
It's beautiful. It's very striking.
Okay, so from the new side, bath vanities. we introduced our first collection of bath vanities last fall in High Point. We took some of our best-selling case good pieces and modified them, so adjusted the depth, built in the features. These do include the sink. They do not include the faucet and bath for the actual plumbing pieces. We'll take a look at some of the more detail here. Next slide. So this is the Brie Allen collection. Those of you who know Currey may know this is a really good selling case goods collection. So the vanities that we have at the moment are these 3 24-inch size. These are obviously black, white, and the blue is sort of a washed lacquered linen. And then above, we have the 48-inch size in the black and white. I will note that the flower hardware, which is very signature Currey hardware, we do have it available in different colors. So if you're going with a nickel bathroom, for example, we can get you that flower in nickel, even though it's not how it's sold.
And it looks like also polished versus burnished and a couple of other different finishes, correct?
The flowers, I think we just have the brass and the nickel. I don't think there's different layers of, you can see the flowers, it's pretty textural, so there's no real way to make it super shiny. So.
Yep.
But that is a nice option. So otherwise, the brass might not work in all bathrooms. So we wanted to try to make this collection stretch as far as we can. Go ahead. And then some other pieces, the ones on top are 36 inches and the ones at the bottom are 24. So the top two are lacquered linen as well. The one on the right is our Morambe collection, which is one of our longtime bestsellers. We currently have it in the travertine top. We also have it in the marble top. I should mention that almost all other than that one are Carrara marble, and that is included. It's all shipped fully assembled with everything except the plumbing.
Jenny, we get questions sometimes around vanities where are they available without the tops?
No.
Okay, great. Just wanted to double check.
Yeah, it's a good question. And we're new to this business too. And I think we have a lot to learn about it as well. But we wanted to sort of key in and go ahead and make the plunge here.
Oh,
it's a great collection. We know there's a lack of good design in this area, and things tend to either be really cheap or they tend to be custom. So we wanted to, find something to sort of fill that niche for a quick project too. So one other thing that's important to note about Currey is that we work really hard to stay in stock. So our target stock level is around 90%. We ship out within a few days. 48 hours is our typical turnaround. So if you're finishing a powder room and you need a vanity fast, we can get it out the door real quick to you. So same with all of our lighting and really anything else that we do. So.
I'm just going to interrupt to say I'm sure that designers are wise to this, but I've done this tons of times where I buy the ready-made vanity and I just go to my local stone yard and they've got some remnant that I like better than the top that's offered. So if you are looking for more diversity, it's
for sure. And we do have side splash pieces as well. So if you need to fit it in, those are also available as parts. On the bottom ones, the ones on the left are our Santos collection, which is made of rattan. Those include 2 sets of knobs in the silver and the brass. So you've got those just already included.
We have one question in the chat, maybe for Jenny, maybe for Robert. Area samples available of the tops? Are samples available of the tops and of the box finish?
We don't have them for the tops. We do have them for the furniture pieces as part of our sampling. We don't do a ton of samples, but most of our reps, and we can get you a sample of the finishes for sure.
That's great.
The tops are pretty much standard white Carrara marbles, and you pretty much know what you're going to get with that.
Great.
Okay. All right, also new from last fall, and we'll continue to expand in the spring, is our first collection of cordless lamps. We're not new to the market here with these. We are not the first ones to come up with this, but we think what we've created is something really special and unique. A lot of the designs that are out there now lean very contemporary. We want something a little more classic, a little more elegant. So we're super excited about this new collection. Go ahead. We use two different technologies. So some of them, including the 4 you see here, have a rechargeable bulb. So the actual bulb pops out and sits onto the charger base. And again, some more classic designs here. Go ahead. And we also have rechargeable base. So the base is actually, it's color toned to match the little lamp itself. It's really actually quite attractive charger base. Everything is shipped with the cables, the electric charging block, everything is included. And these will last up to about 15 hours.
That's really nice that you have the rechargeable bulb and the rechargeable base option for some, because I do have a couple of these in my own home, and they're part of the design of the room. And every time I feel like the charge goes away, I have to take the lamp out and then charge the whole lamp. But I really don't want to do that because it's part of the kind of design of the whole room. So it's nice that you can just take out the bulb, still leave the lamp there, and then charge it up, which is great.
Yeah, and I just saw the question pop up. Yes, we do sell additional bulbs. So that's a great idea to be charging one while the other one is, and then you can switch them out real easily.
Fantastic.
And these also use the rechargeable base technology. The image on the right is a little sneak peek. We had the green one in the fall, but the cream colored one, the travertine base, will be available in the spring because this one did so well. So again, just make them a little extra special. Just, yeah, as you said, they're part of the design. So we don't want just these to be just function. Like, these are really about how beautiful they are as well.
I want the orb, for the little orb one, for a bar. I think that would be adorable at the end of a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, outdoor lighting. So if you see the picture here on the left, this is what Currey has been doing for outdoor lighting forever. It's a great product. It's warranted 5 years, oceanfront, because we paint it basically with the stuff you coat tanks with. So it's pretty indestructible. But we know that look is very limited. So the two images on the right, you see some of the newer directions that we're taking with our outdoor lighting. Go ahead. So here we have some of our collections. Here we're a little more contemporary. So we have some pendants. The pendant is available in 3 sizes. That wall sconce is in 2 sizes. And then we have these much more contemporary wall sconce and the flush mount that are all outdoor. So again, very different than the traditional lighting that we have done for outdoor spaces. We've also introduced finally some nice metal finishes here. So you've got this antique brass, you've got a pewter, and then an oil rubbed bronze. These do not have the 5-year warranty. These have a 2-year warranty, but because the nature of the metal finish versus that tank coating that we were able to do before. But it's really nice for us to be able to move into some different color directions and different styling than what we've had in the past. And same here. So you have the traditional more lantern boxes that look a lot kind of like what we've done before, but again, in the metal finishes. And then these armed lights that are also really nice, which work really well in a dark sky.
I've been seeing a lot of these getting spec'd recently for projects, Jenny.
Nice. Well, that's great to hear. So, also, I will give you another sneak peek coming out in the spring. We've got a great line of pendants finally that we've all been super hungry for. So in some all-weather synthetic wicker and rattan, we've got some concrete, but our first real push into outdoor pendants and chandeliers. And other than the real traditional stuff we did for a while. So we're very excited to have that coming out. And I think that's going to be a difference maker for a lot of you. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about our chandeliers. One thing to know when you specify Currey products, our chandeliers almost all come what we call fully dressed. So all the beads are applied, the crystals are done. There's none of that what goes where and try to piece it together or count on an electrician to get it right. Almost all of them, especially the larger pieces, are shipped in a big crate. They're hanging in the crate. So the idea is you just lift them out and they go straight into the ceiling, that there shouldn't be any additional work needed once they arrive. We talked about the metal finishes there, but I think understanding what you get when you order a Currey chandelier, you will get a very, very, very large crate in some cases, but it's to make sure that it's shipped extra special and very easy from the installation perspective. And just a few highlights. This is our magnum opus collection. We introduced this a couple years ago, and it has done astonishingly well. It's a super expensive chandelier. That one on the top has something like 2,200 pressed glass sleeves. Really just amazing handwork that goes into this. Then we have the smaller version. It's still pretty large. The one you see on the lower left. We recently introduced the semi-flush that is convertible to a small chandelier. So if you have something small, that's going in my new powder room. We have wall sconce, and this is just a collection that is very classic and beautiful, but doesn't feel stuffy and old lady, and the marketplace has really embraced this. Some fun ones from the fall. This is the polyhedron collection. So these look a little bit like Christmas balls. These are going in my new primary bathroom. So you're getting the whole tour of my renovation project now. But these are pretty fun. And again, here using milk glass and all the brass detail work.
These kind of remind me of Capiz shells as well. That same, yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot with Capiz. These are actually the art glass. But yes,
beautiful.
It does have sort of say warm glow.
And is it open on the bottom to put the bulb in, or is there a little door that opens up?
It's at the bottom.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I included this one. This is part of our Not Away collection. So I said that we don't do a lot in big families. This is one sort of exception to that. So in Not Away, if you just look at the bottom tier of the image on the right, that piece in the pyrite bronze finish is actually our best-selling chandelier. But because it's not very deep, we've added the 3-tier version. We have a 2-tier version that you see here on the left. We've added wall sconces. We have it in the pewter finish and then also in the gold. This one is really nice because it has, a traditional form in some ways, but because of the straight lines and because it's very thin and the metalwork is really, really detailed, there's a lot of knockoffs of this piece out in the marketplace, but no one can get those little thin tubes the way we have them and just the precision that we create with this. And we love having it now in different scales. I mentioned our use of recycled glass. These, I wish these would photograph better because they're really, really beautiful in person. I don't think the photographs can do them justice. But each one of these pieces is a pressed piece of recycled glass that's mounted to the brass frame. So the 3-tier and the single tier. This is the Electra collection. And the 3-tier is really big. So just to sort of showcase the diversity of what we do on a more contemporary side, this is the Osbert pendant. This is actually made of craft paper twine that we have dyed black and wrapped. And again, it's a very simple material, but the handwork it takes to wrap that with that level of precision is really, really what makes it special. I mentioned our partner, Suzanne DeWin. So Suzanne owns Maison, which is a antique store in Houston, and she's done a collection for us and sort of inspired by her travels and her European design influences. So this is the Savoie chandelier. With this, we're wrapping the rattan, but also with the fine gold details. So it makes it very sophisticated. A lot of our rattan and abaca pieces tend to go a little more beachy, a little more casual, but we wanted something that also has a level of sophistication. And on the right side image, you can see that we have shown it in that one with some of our chandelier shades. So we have dozens of little chandelier shades that any chandelier that has sort of an exposed candle like that, you can put on, and it really changes the whole look. I forget the name of this one, but I want to show you just some of sort of the coastal inspired stuff that we are also able to do. So the products on the right are ours, so that floor lamp, the chairs, and the chandelier. Again, you see the difference with the shades and without the shades. This is just the wrapped rattan that we have gone with a bleached white look on. And we saw this one earlier, the bigger one. This is from Marjorie Scoris. This is the Bismarckia collection. Here you see it. We have a single, a 2-tier, and a 3-tier, and it has the matching wall sconce, which is a backlit LED, which is really beautiful. These agave wall sconces over here, also LED technology. So really pretty, interesting use of the white gesso, and coastal, but feel very upscale and sophisticated. All right, I have taken my 27 minutes here, so that is it.
This is perfect timing. So yeah, you planned this very well, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny. If I could interject for 1 second, we do have our little lamp giveaway, but I do want to give some Q&A, a couple of minutes of Q&A.
Sure.
And because I understand the rules to literally no games, the way that our giveaway will happen is that Robert will pick the name that he likes best, and you will be the winner. So
that doesn't mean I'm picking just the person that I like best either.
No. There's nothing there. But yeah, so that'll happen at the very last moment. But if there are any questions for Jenny or for Robert, and then I did just also want to say, Sandy, our Currey rep, is also on the call and is the one who has organized this and made this happen for us, and is a wonderful rep. So yeah. I just wanted to say thank you, Sandy. We were so appreciative. And yeah, any questions for anybody?
Yeah, also maybe Jenny or Sandy, you can let us know where you're at High Point, which building you're at, because I highly recommend people going to visit the Currey showroom. It is phenomenal. It's huge and extremely helpful people working there. So they will, show you every option available. So maybe you can just let us know that information.
Yeah, we are actually in the main building of IHFC. So that's between Wren Street and Main Street. A lot of people access us if you come out of Inner Hall off the backside. We have one of those big banners on the bridges that sort of say enter here. So that's where you come in. We're about 16,000 feet there. We're really excited. We have a big renovation that we're unveiling that actually I haven't seen yet. I'm going up next week to go get my own sneak peek of it. But really a significant change to the showroom. Please do come see us. We have the best hospitality at market. We are quite proud of the best catering, and we try to make it a really pleasant experience. And it's also very beautiful and a great way to see. That's the best look. It's not every single piece we have. We do have about 2,400 pieces in our line, but you'll find a sample of everything in there, and you'll get a really good feel for who we are as a company and what our products are.
Cool.
Yeah, you'll probably see Renee, Gina, and Phil going in there during the course of the weekend as well. They might even be taking clients in, so you never know.
Yeah, we serve a great lunch, so you're welcome to come in anytime. Please do.
We have one question for you. You mentioned samples of the furniture finishes. Do you have samples of any of the lighting?
We do, yes, and you can contact our customer service, and we can ship out samples, metal samples.
Similarly, you can also contact our concierge services team, and we will coordinate that as well for you. So either way, you can either contact Currey directly or contact us. So yeah, happy to help out with that.
Great.
Any other questions? All right. Well, we are 1 minute after. Jenny and Sandy, thank you so much for joining us today. I think this was really informative. We had quite a few of our members on the call today, and we really appreciate, obviously, any sort of outreach that we can have with our vendor partners. And we hope to see you at High Point coming up in, my goodness, a month. I can't believe the spring market almost here.
Yeah, well, it's great to be here. Glad to have the opportunity.
Great. Well, thank you. And everybody who's on the call, thank you for joining us today. We will have a recording of this call. We actually put all of the recordings up on our club bulletin page on our website. So you will see those there. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to Concierge Services. You can reach us by email at concierge@danielhouse.club or by phone. The phone number is on our website, but it's also 971-333-3133. We're open between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, or you can also live chat us directly on the website. And there is a live person that answers. It's not an AI bot. So it's funny. I've been doing roundtables the past couple of weeks in certain key areas. And a lot of people thought that our concierge team were AI, and it's not. We're actual real people. So yeah, look forward to helping everybody, and I hope everybody has a wonderful spring. And we will see you the last Thursday in April at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Okay, Robert, now the pressure's on, though. You have to pick the name that you like the most so that they can win the Piccolo mini lamp.
I am going to just I'm not even looking. I'm closing my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm going up and down the attendee list, and I'm going to pick the one that's right in my eyesight. Karina Holgren.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay. Congratulations, Karina, and we will follow up with you to get you your lamp. Which I'm very jealous of. I wanted to be the winner, but I knew that I wouldn't be allowed. So,
well, congratulations, Karina, and yeah, we'll coordinate that, and it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm jealous too. I want to have presents.
We can arrange a present for you too, Robert.
All right. Well, take care, everyone, and we will see you next month.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.